Last time on Talos Principle, we were in the messenger chamber. We unlocked a second messenger, Uriel. We went to the snowy area in the third temple. We're trying to get as many yellow sigils as we can. I'll go ahead and open my save file so that we can get the last, what looks like the last mechanic. We have cubes, we have connectors, we have time travel, we have jammers, but we don't have the guy lifting up the plank of wood. I don't know what that mechanic is. And we read some really good excerpts and journal entries yesterday. I was just like blown away by some of the pieces they picked to include. Hi Semi. Hi Cavernous. Good afternoon, I'm at work, so I'll be listening whilst lurking. Sounds good. Oh, thanks for the lurk. I hope everything goes well for you at work today. Alright, so we ended here because I got this yellow sigil. Let's go find the next two yellow sigils that we need. I was kind of stuck on this star and I wanted to continue pursuing it, but I think I would rather try to see another mechanic today. Oh. And I'm assuming this is another messenger area. We don't need to do that right now. These two are the ones we need. Let's try it. Hi Uber, welcome in. How's it going? We snuck in an extra stream this week. We snuck in a Tuesday stream. This doesn't point to where they are. I remember this courtyard though. These were hard. Let's see if I can... if taking time away from these particular puzzles help me to make a breakthrough. Window through a door. Which I was thinking did have to do with across the way, but maybe not. Just got caught up on One Piece anime. This arc in the story is so good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hi Oracle, thank you for the lurk, I appreciate it, and the good luck. I've not watched One Piece. I think we have some friends in the community who like it though, who partake. Oh, this one. Yeah, this puzzle is kind of a bear. This bush is in the way. I'm already... Yep, that's it. Game over. I don't think that needs to go there. Let's see what other materials we can use to solve this. It's a chore if you want to catch up from the beginning. Isn't that a bummer when you feel invested, you're ready to start something new, and then you look at it and it's how many seasons that you would have to get caught up on, especially if the episodes are long. Well, what if we have to do something from out there? Isn't that where we jumped up on the tower to get the star? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. How am I supposed to be able to tell?
Welcome.
I think I would be able to tell if I could see the pyramid on the other side. Chuck, thank you for the host. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. Alright, distracted. Getting very distracted. First order of business. Let's see if I can... Also, am I gonna need a cube to get up there? I don't know. Let's see if I can get this red laser around the corner at all. Not likely because of this friend here. Yeah, there's a ladder right there. What if we could just bring in a cube from another level and set it down and climb up there? Wouldn't that be cool? So we can do this, but this ends up interrupting the flow. There we go. I don't understand this one. I figured I'd try to make some progress here, but honestly it's such a taskless task compared to that what else is out there. Oh, but I can't reach anything, so we have to sneak out. Well, that wasn't so bad. Why did I think that was impossible? I don't know. That was easy. Is that not how you're supposed to do it? Window through a door. What does it mean? Oh, because this one is a long one. So then maybe... we do some of this shenanigans. I'm glad this doesn't have the mines. It just has this one little purple Wheatley. Hi, Embellis, welcome in. I'm good, how are you? Brains being brains. Yeah, I don't know, I just thought that was impossible, but it's definitely not. So now this can stay open. Is that helpful for me to use this? Whee! Could be. Because maybe we get a line of sight here. Hello. That's not right. We need... we need to play with some angles, I think. I was gonna say the unit reminds me of Wheatley, yeah. Doing well. I vaguely remember this puzzle in the area, just enough to remember struggling with most of it. It's tough. I think there's so many areas that look so similar. It's hard to say exact solutions to anything. Especially if you played it a while ago. That can be really tough. Okay, so do we have line of sight here? Can I move that one over any further? I don't know that this is a solution, but it's kind of fun. Ooh. It's just off. There's gotta be a way. Can we make this one go all the way back here? Window through a door? Is this the door? Hi Wolf, welcome in. Talos, everything looks vaguely familiar. Shout out to you all for the stream title. Yesterday we read a lot about becoming human in this game. Window through a door. Window through a door. I'm still suspicious of this structure outside of the area. Can I get this to go any further over? Like, right there. Does that work with Wheatley? Still not quite. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh, did it? No. I'm seeing, this looks like almost connection, but not quite. Notice the title? I'm glad you like it. I don't get to take credit for it. What about this? We did a thing! Is it helpful? No! Is it interesting? Maybe. Now I need to think. This has to stay lit up for this to stay open. And in order for this to stay lit up, I think this one is receiving the laser here, sending it across, and then this one is sending it into the receiver. So I think we're free to take this one now. I hope. Oh, yes! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da! The dream. Give me my sigil. So impatient. Yay! Happiness. Now we have this vantage point. Do we think we need a red laser up here for another puzzle? Could be. Good start to the stream. Whee! Gimme. Oh no, because I can't climb ladders with these. Well, that was a very short-lived excitement. I'm still gonna put this by the door. I could move it closer to the door if I need to with all the different connectors. Forgot about Celeste Squish. We had Battleline Squish too, but I had to remove the Battleline ones to make room for the Star Trek ones when we had our Trek stream. I can bring back more Battleline. I really like the Battleline Madeline combo. Tetronimo acquired. I want to jump across there. I don't know that I need to right now. I think the other sigil we need is straight across. Let's see what's up. Something about a star. Right. We got the star. It was in here. So we already did the cool red laser thing. That's done. Is there... There's two connectors? There's one connector. What if we... What if we just need another connector across the way? I think we need some kind of obstacle for this gate, or am I learning that I just need it to be open for a split second so I can walk through? No, that one doesn't give enough time. Unless maybe there's an angle that does give enough time. If I put it all the way on this far side here. Okay, I learned my lesson. Oh no, I'm trapped! I never thought that was part of the mechanic, but... Like I said, I learned my lesson. That about sums it up. You know what happens when you assume. Whee! Did we get all the stars in there? Yeah. Section 1 of the desert is completed. Hi Sankari, welcome in. How's it going? Assume long and prosper. Is that how it goes? I'm already ready to ditch this area and go get our new mechanic. Is it in here or in the third temple? It's in the third temple, right? Because this had these two mechanics, yeah. Have you seen Gilmore Girls? Yeah. It's been a long time since I've watched any, but I used to really love it. Going okay here, snacking and having pudding. Nice. Enjoy. Third Temple of the Prophets is where you find the Orb of Confusion. That's what we're headed to then. Let's go. And then maybe we can bring the axe back over to that section and get another messenger, because those are fun. It's instantly what I think of when you say that phrase. Wait, which phrase? Assume long and prosper? I'm assuming that's not... I don't know how that links to Gilmore Girls. I forgot what I said already. I'm too excited about unlocking a new area. You know what happens? Oh, okay, Michelle says it. You know what happens when you assume. I don't know, it's a stupid American phrase. Yeah, that's a too deep cut of a Gilmore Girls reference for me. It's been a long time. But I like Michelle. This is it. Let's try to unlock some biz. Nope. Oh, I should have known that was coming, because this is, yeah. My mom owns seasons 1 through 5 and used to watch them all the time. It's a good show. I remember watching the Reunion series when it came out, and I wasn't a super diehard Gilmore Girls fan. But when that came out and you're like, oh yeah, Rory's kind of a terrible person. I feel like that was my awakening to, gosh, I should have paid better attention. She's, now that the series is over and they're doing these like seasons, not reunion, but it was the 4 seasons episodes. She's kind of, she's not the reason you love the show. She's kind of the villain. I already did this solution. Alright, reset. Sings Tetris music. The other stream title we came up with yesterday was The Tetris Principle. I wasn't sure how many of these we'd be doing today, though. I was hoping we would do more reading, but I guess we'll just have to see what's in store. Wasn't 4 seasons how the original directors would have wanted the series to end? Oh, weird. I'm not sure. It did provide sort of an ending, yeah. I feel like this can't go... Sorry, I just got sucked into this. Oh, I'm not looking for tips though, Uber. Thank you, but I want to figure it out on my own. Thanks, Maggie. Yeah, just a reminder for anybody, not just you, Uber, not trying to call you out, but for anybody in chat, for anybody just coming in, those are my first playthrough rules. That's what the first !first command means when you see it in the title. So now you know. And we got it. Yay. Now what the heck is this mechanic? What is it? What does it mean? It's a big plate.
You have come far in your journey.
Elohim has things
much.
to say.
You have served our cause with the truest faith. Therefore, I name you blessed and beloved. Wield these, the instruments of our power, to fulfill your purpose and achieve eternal life.
Wow, thanks. Blessed and beloved. You flatter me, sir. Gives you a portal gun, thanks. The more I play this game, the more it reminds me of a mix between Portal and The Witness. That's the best description I can come up with. Is there stuff up there? No, just purple and pink stained glass. Almost bought Portal. We were talking about it yesterday a bunch. It's very good. Can I use this on the door? Ooh, different music there. I don't remember what Elohim said we needed to do to get through there, so let's go use this axe instead. Although, before we go back to the desert, we should find one with this new mechanic. Here, this one has all of the mechanics. And I did kind of skip some of these areas, right? Did we go... We did 1. We haven't done anything in 2 yet. Let's do 2. We'll have new archives in the library to read. I've seen so many playthroughs of Portal and Portal 2, so I can keep on waiting. That's a good way to wait it out. This is different looking. This is pretty. Computer is talking to me. Beep boop. Boop boop. Family and last days. For those of you who have faithfully followed this blog for the last 5 years, I just wanted to give you one final update. I'm going to spend my remaining time with my family. Yeah, I know. There are probably 50 plus posts about all the problems I've had with them, but in the end, they are my family. They are the people I grew up with, the people I care about, the people I love. Sure, they annoy the hell out of me. They've said awful things to me and I've said awful things to them. But that doesn't change who we are. In fact, if we didn't care about each other, this stuff wouldn't upset us. Do I still think they were wrong? Yeah, absolutely. Would I behave differently if I thought we all still had a lot of time? Definitely. But we don't. So I'd rather spend a couple of weeks sitting on the porch with my parents and my sisters than being angry and alone. Besides, it's not like we're gonna fight about my job prospects anymore. If you can, try to make peace with those you love. It's your last chance. Thanks for reading. Oh, that's so nice. These end times blogs are super interesting. Oh, thanks, Maggie. Yeah, I think they were just playing it safe. Didn't know if it was a hint or not. Hi, Captain Nemo. Welcome in. You're good. You're good. How's your Tuesday going? It's Tuesday. You don't know anything about the game. Okay. Sometimes we don't know. Mods don't know, so they're on the safe side, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you understanding, too. From Alan Jameson Institute for Applied Nomadics to Fran, subject last days. You know what the oddest thing is about all this? We're not constantly fighting, having nervous breakdowns, screaming at each other. We're actually really polite and focused. And we spend most of our time debating the nature of humanity and how we can best succeed at probably the most ambitious thing anyone's ever tried. Like it was completely normal. Like that's just how people are. I feel like we've turned into Star Trek characters or something. What? Do you see this? I guess what's the point of doing anything else? Getting angry isn't going to help, but I didn't expect to feel like this at all. And you know what? It's awesome! Many greetings and good luck, Alan. P.S. Love from George. Best game ever. I've been on a Stray lore deep dive. Ooh, that sounds fun. I didn't know anything about this game either. It takes some work to get to the meat of it. An interesting combination of tech and theology. Yes, I love it. Yes. Vulcans from everybody. It's everywhere. Trek is everywhere. I can't escape. I can't consume media anymore without Trek popping up. Okay, why am I here? Puzzles or something? Statue? Let's look for Easter eggs like we always do. Exploring these courtyards is a huge chunk of the fun. This is not a courtyard, this is a graveyard. I'm looking for if anybody left barcode messages. If there's a paint can, I can leave some messages. And then we'll go for sigil so we can try out the new mechanic. It's crumbling wall. I want to check out this building. Look at this. What's this red? Okay. Hello? What are you doing? Money. What in the world?
Money. I'm rich. Money. Money, money, money. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Money.
Fork Parker.
Rich.
You're rich. You sure are rich, buddy.
Money.
Money. That was wild. Why is this here? What are they? I didn't even read these. Are these all clues to go through the door? Question. Suppose everything here serves a precise role in some grand scheme. How would we explain that? It's obviously like a digital time capsule, an electric library of all the crazy stuff the humans ever did, left behind to warn other species to stay well away. From Nietzsche. So what happened to them? Same thing happens to everyone. Try to take over the world. No. They existed and then they didn't, and they probably wouldn't do it all over again. This building is really, really something. Is that some more pretty stained glass through there? Can't really see it very well. Is this a door I can go through? Yeah, hopefully. Oh. This one says, Elohim is inconsistent. I don't trust him. From Yes Man. Don't worry if you're anything like me and you need to take your time and the solutions will present themselves. From Borshi. Thanks, Borshi. I've been forgetting to leave messages behind with the paint buckets. If there's one there, that means there's a paint bucket in here somewhere. But I haven't found it yet. Alright, let's go to... Is this a paint bucket? No, that's a brick. What should we try? A lot of the ones with this new mechanic also have the play button. In fact, they all have the play button. Which sigils do I need for level 3 of the tower? I don't think any of the ones in this courtyard are part of that, so let's just go do this one. Seeing him, I was hoping for a G-Man moment like in Half-Life games. I don't know who G-Man is. I've not played Half-Life. I want to know who that voice actor was. Okay, we've got a spot for messenger. We've got platform. Platform can be used to have something carried on it. Perhaps our double? Can I just lift the double up and walk over there? Let's try it. But then what if I get stuck in there? Here, let's give myself a little more time. I don't think there's a staircase. Maybe there's a door that opens once you get it. If this even works. Alright, me. Aww. I was fully expecting to get lifted up. Boo. What if it's the other way around then? Hi JM, welcome in. It's a puzzle game, not a platformer. A little of both. If you enjoyed Portal 1 and 2, I recommend Half-Life 1 and 2, first-person shooters, but containing puzzle elements. But shooters, aren't there zombies in Half-Life? Aren't you fearing for your life running around killing zombies? Do you not have fast forward button enabled? Saves a lot of standing around. No, I don't think I've used it. I don't see how this helps. Alright, so my plan didn't work. Too easy. What happens if you stand on this platform? I don't think I can lift you up. Also, you're not standing on it. Alright, forget this. Let's actually go into the garden. It's an optional keybind. Gotcha. Yes and no. They're a form of zombies, but those creatures aren't the only enemies in the games. It's not really my type of game, Uber. I appreciate the rec, but I've known about Portal for a long time. I think I played the Half-Life or Half-Life 2 demo at some point that comes with Portal in a bundle. Not for me. What does it matter that I scribble my contempt on these walls if I am still surrounded by them? From Dog. So we can't lift ourselves, but maybe if we come over here with the platform, we can stand on top of the thing and then go over there? Oh, no, because this gets in the way. But maybe carry us to here and then walk across and then pick us up? Can I even get through this with the thing? Yeah. So wait. And then spin. Hopefully that's okay. And then get off the platform. Here it is. I'm here to pick you up. And then bring you over here. And then hopefully we don't get trapped inside of this room. Gotta be over here. I gotta be ready for my ride. Thanks. We're so glitchy. Why are we jittering? Why are we glitching out? Take me to the sigil. Oh yeah, there's a staircase. Yay! That wasn't so bad. It's funny that this never goes away. Bye, other me. Wonder if there's a star in here too, something else hidden. Can we go to other areas outside of this fence? It's possible. No, I don't think this platform is really connected to much else. I guess you could take me over here. You could do some elaborate thing. I don't know. I'm satisfied. Let's go. Another. Cemetery. Not to be confused with symmetry. Hi, Wheatley. Speaking of portal. So many Wheatleys. I haven't found a connector yet, right? I don't think I can get to this. I can get to this, but I have to do it by way of putting... Oh, but there's two in the way. Maybe right here? Nope, that's out of line of sight. My bad. Let me see if this is in this guy's path. Yeah. Oh. Okay, another connector though. That's good. So then we should be able to use both of these. Oh, and there's a cube. To block... Look, I can just do this. Easy. It's over here. Symmetry was my favorite Knight of the Round Table, followed by Sir Cuss, Sir Fuss, Sir Tenley, and Circumcision, please. Wait, that was it? There was so much more I thought I needed to do with that. Was there a star? There's a whole other cube in here. Oh, that is a cool statue. I didn't even see that. Look at that dragon with the baby dragon. Helper hexahedron is legally distinct from companion cube. Hi. Oh, hi sorry, hi Bitfreeze. I thought you typed that. Yes. Legally distinct. Thank you, JM. Bitfreeze, welcome in. The name colors were the same, you got me. Well, if we finished it, we don't need this other cube or this other courtyard, but I'm assuming there's goodies in there. But I don't know for certain. If there's a star in here, I can't remember. Does it tell us? I can't stand on these? Yes, I can. Huh. I don't know. My name color is random and I like it that way. Bold. Bold choice. I appreciate it. There's one star. But it doesn't say on these where the star is. Does that mean the star is in the overworld somewhere? Who can say? Alright, let's do this one? Rapunzel! Fun. There's like a tower situation going on. I solved this one in about 20 seconds. Get on with it. Bush. Why you gotta bully me like that? I need to have a look around for the paint bucket. I feel bad kind of traipsing around the graveyard. Feels a little weird that there is a graveyard when there's so much talk of everyone in the real world, things coming to an end. And we're in this simulation and it has graves in it already. It's kind of weird, kind of haunting. It's over here. Aha! And there's our mechanics. Our platform and our duplicate. So if we... Can our duplicate climb ladders? I don't see why not. Oh, there's two of these. That makes a difference. I was thinking there was only one. Maybe we just needed to pile these on top of each other on that side then. I don't want to get stuck. Oh, and that's right, we get 4 cubes. Oh, no. I feel like we could grab one over here. Maybe. Confusing. And what's this for? What if I can do it without that? I doubt that I can do it without that. Maybe I lift myself up, grab myself from here, we walk through this door, and I'm carrying a cube, and then I go over to the other side and grab the cube. Grab multiple cubes. Because I could put a cube on the platform, and then I could grab a cube in my hands and jump on top. But the thing is, we gotta... Okay, hang on. We gotta make some duplicates. Oh, the other one is over here. Oh, that's not what I want. Restart, restart, restart. Did the last puzzle with one less cube the game gave you, not using all the tools is a thing that could happen? Certainly, yes. Agreed. Alright, I want you back. Because I feel like this needs to happen. I need to open those so that there's duplicates. Then I need to come back. I don't know if that's even part of it. Give myself time to grab everything. And now I'm taking one of the cubes and running it up here and putting it down, and then grabbing the other one and coming back with it in my hands. Okay, we ready? We ready? Everybody ready? Then we're going over here. I don't think this is right. Maybe then I put it under my feet and somehow I jump up on the ledge.
Welcome.
If not, then I fell and I'm running around the other side and going up and grabbing the cube and putting it down and grabbing the other cube and putting it down. Shaw, thank you for the host. I appreciate it. Mom, welcome in. Hello, hello. We're just talking about cubes. I don't know. We'll see if this works. I'm doubtful. Oh god, it won't let me set this down? There we go. Okay, let's go on a journey. Oh no, is this arch too tall? The arch is too tall! We're about to find out! Oh, okay, but I think I can drop it. Wait, why am I standing in the exact wrong spot, too? Good job, Jen. Good job. This is incredibly helpful right here. I have an idea. This helped me. Put this back. And put this back. Okay. Try again. We're part of the way there, I think. This part was good. We gave other me lots of time to contemplate our next move. I think I need to stack both blocks on top of each other. And then I need to... I don't know if the second block is gonna get knocked off the edge here. It might. And I need to go into the very corner here and just chill. And when I went through the arch, the other me can go up on the other side and meet us part way and grab one cube at least and put it on the block. And now, hopefully that was enough time. I'm gonna go around and stand on this so that if I need to juggle the cube, I can move it to the next spot. Because I don't know if I'll be able to grab 2 from the ledge. I think I'll be able to grab 1, hopefully. Maybe we're supposed to come to this side, where there's not an arch. Can we do that? We'll look at it in a minute. Hi Cabbage, welcome in. How are you? It's good to see you. This one's a doozy. Oh, give me lots of time. Oh, come on. Okay. We'll see if this works or if it knocks it off the top of the ledge here. I don't even want to watch myself walk through there. I want to see... Yeah, it knocks the top one off. Okay. Wait, and I... Okay. So I think I just needed to come over to the other side? What nonsense. I ruined it. One more time, let's go. Then I don't need to worry about that second switch. Just this one? Does that mean we get an extra cube to play with? I wouldn't know what to do with it. Hi Magus, welcome in. I don't know if that'll do anything. And then I go grab, they should already be on the top of the stairs by now. So I put one down, and then I turn around, and I put a second one down. Okay. And then I think hopefully I'm good. And then I walk over here to deliver these. And now we're super tall. So hopefully this helps. And we chill here for a couple seconds. Chill here, chill here. Yeah, totally cool. Love it. And then we're gonna turn and put this on the ground and climb up here and stand on this. It's a theory. Whee! I go and drop that box off. Look at me go! This part is the hardest. Okay, we're off. I'll meet you up there. Cube delivery incoming. Teamwork. Oh, what the heck? That was so weird. But then you're gonna come stand on this. All we needed is the one cube and a body. Come on. How long do I stand there for? There we go. Yay! Teamwork. Impeccable. Astounding. Stunning. What else can I see from up here? Ooh. I can stand on this? Why? We did it! None of these sigils helps us get to the next area. So do we want to abandon the cemetery church area for now? I kind of do. I understand how the mechanic works. Let's go use it. I don't want seltzer. I just want my regular water. Teamwork makes the dream work. We're breezing through these. Hopefully, at least these extra sigils will help me with some of the star rooms. Have we been in here yet? Snow.
Chaos is that which existed before time. When the words of a story lose their meaning.
The words.
When actions cease to have purpose. Know that only faith can protect you from this peril. Here, in the Garden of Worlds.
Thank you, Elohim. Yesterday we skipped forward to some of these snowy levels. Well, no, we skipped forward to one snowy level. So this is the second one I've seen. I actually didn't even check if this has sigils I need. I just went to it. There's a time capsule.
Sometimes I worry that the answers I embrace are too simple. Can we ever truly fully understand the divide between our biology and our intellect? How much is nature? How much is nurture? If my intellectual capabilities and my knowledge were replicated in a machine, would that machine be me? Would it be human? And what would be more humbling to my ego? If the answer was yes, or if the answer was no? What if I'm making too many assumptions? But there's no time to worry about my ego now.
Oh,
There's
shoot.
work to
I
be
almost
done.
fell. Okay, questions about our ego. There's a nice bridge. I did skip past the computer. Do we want to go talk to the computer first? I was just wandering around while we listened to that time capsule log. But none of the sigils here are ones that I need for the tower. Post 437, third thesis, and humble brag. Like everyone else on the internet these last days, I just wanted to say bye and thanks for reading my little blog for so many years. It's been fun, hasn't it? So many deep conversations, so much philosophy. Okay, it was mostly cat pictures and bad puns, but still, I kind of regret spending so much time at the computer. Not when I was doing my stuff, just all the sitting around, checking emails a million times, reading pointless status updates by people I didn't like. But I don't regret the friends I made here or the laughs we had. You're all good people, and I'm glad I got to know you. Have a nice end of the world. 12 comments? I want to read the comments. Idea for a universal history with a cosmopolitan purpose. It remains strange that the earlier generations seem to perform their toilsome labor only for the sake of the later ones, to construct for them a step from which they can raise higher the edifice that nature intended, and only the latest of all generations have the luck to inhabit the edifice that a long line of their ancestors unintentionally constructed. This is called third thesis. This has a string of numbers. Kant Emmanuel. As puzzling as this may be, it is equally necessary if one assumes the following: a species of animal possesses reason and must develop this capacity to its perfection, being individually mortal but immortal in the species. And humble brag. Ariana's blog entry 477. Holy humble brag, Batman. I've always known that God maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. Matthew 5:45. But I must admit, it's one thing to know the words and another to truly understand them. Though I am certain that my faith is true, that does not make me special or exempt me from suffering. I'm just another human being, and God has seen billions of us come and go. And I have to say, this is surprisingly hard to accept. I always thought I was humble, but now I'm realizing that I was very proud of being humble, which is really dumb. Guess I'm not the first one to do that, huh? Tags, hashtag regret, hashtag pride, hashtag faith, hashtag humble brag, hashtag apology, hashtag Batman. Hashtag Batman. It's the end of the world, Batman. These feel a lot less like the overall story of us and the simulation, and a lot more of other people wrapped up in the goings-on at the end of the world. But yeah, technically we don't need any of these sigils. I would love to get the star. I wish I knew how to tell, if you can tell which level the star is in from the signs. Sorry, QR codes. It seems my refusal to argue semantics with the computer has angered it, and it refuses to engage with me further. Elohim is pleased, which was not my intention. Elohim is pleased because you've swallowed his claptrap. The voice of doubt is your only line of defense. We've been talking a lot about doubt. I want to exit this area for a second. Which one was this? This is 3. And we did some of 2. Okay, so let's just go read the computers. This one has sigils I need. 1 sigil I need. Beep boop. Pets, Arcady Journal, Contraries. Please remember to release your pets. While it's true that not all pets will be able to adjust to living without you, many will manage, and the least you can do is give them a chance. Just remember, release your pet before you become incapacitated. If you notice any locked-in animals in your area, take the time to free them. Leaving the doors and windows of your home open will turn it into a useful shelter. Setting out large quantities of dry food may help your pet through the transition. Oh, that's so sad! Free the pets. Claptrap just reminds me of Borderlands, same. That's all I can think of with that word. I don't know what other meanings it carries. I should look it up. Beep boop. Boop beep. Arcady Journal 99. Sarabai gone, lost state of grief, unable to focus, Drennan working as if possessed. Does she sleep? Getting tired. Oh, it's so sad. Contraries. Blake. A bunch of numbers, coordinates, maybe? I don't know. Without contraries is no progression. Attraction and repulsion, reason and energy, love and hate are necessary to human existence. Error. It's a weird one. Hi, Kazuka. Welcome in. I feel like we have made a good bit of progress. I have finished... Hold on, I want to write this note down. Section 4C. Finished level 1 and level 2 of the tower. I have all the mechanics. I don't know what this... Oh, I always point to the wrong corner. The overlay means with the 3 ... and then the 8. I don't know what that is. And then we have 2 messengers unlocked. I mean, I think I have 8 stars and 3... I think the 3 number is going down? Unclear. Don't answer that. I don't think I've safe worded anything in a while. But I would maybe ask about some of the UI, or not UI, the HUD stuff. Don't worry, if you're anything like me, you just need to take your time and the solutions will present themselves. Thanks, Bush. Love seeing my friends in my game. This is the one we need. Let's try it. This is called Armory. Oh, great. You're here. This is kind of fun looking though. What does this unlock? A jammer. Jammers are good. No matter what I do, I'm always this. Always this body, this mind, this world, no way out. We've seen you before. This is percent section ampersand $sign section slash $sign. Is it the same every time I see this? I think so. They're always very unhappy. There's one in the pyramid area that they just says, no way out, no way out, no way out. Have a good night, Sankari. Sleep well. We'll see you around. Thanks for hanging. Fahukwa gods? What's Fahukwa gods? The message? Everybody to the limit. That song's gonna be stuck in my head now, thanks. Old memes never die. Yeah. Do I need to jump up on this ledge? Could I even if I wanted to? What's this cube even for? Oh, does having height of one of the connectors up there make a difference? Does it have line of sight? It does to that blue thing. Maybe that would be helpful if I could get a connector up there to open whatever this blue thing is. And then that door stays open with only one connector instead of two. No, it's open with one connector anyways. What if we open it over that fence and then we have line of sight for further back here to open this? That seems reasonable. But how would I get it up there? I could put it on top of this cube, but I don't know if I can get it up there, actually. Can I jump on your head? Seems like a bad idea. There must be another cube somewhere. Armory is the name of this. Okay, well that was a fun idea, but I don't know how to carry it out. And it doesn't seem like I can put that up there without another cube either. I can only jump on top of those if there's a cube on their head. So what good was grabbing this cube? Maybe we'll find out later. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Nope, wrong way. There's a fan. Oh, that's most unpleasant. Weird. What am I even doing? We need to get the red. The red is at that connector. Oh, we need to interrupt that because that's causing the fan to blow us away. Is it possible to jam these? No. Is that what the cube is for then? Is to interrupt the thingy? Where did I put the cube? Huh? What's happening? If I do this? This is taking too much equipment. Oh, is there a ladder over there? What is that? No, that's just the receiver for the red laser. Okay, hang out here for a bit, why don't ya? Let me see if I can even do anything with this. I doubt it. I don't understand. Because I only know how to do this one. And that's not helpful. I need to get over here. And I think the only way I opened this one before was with the jammer. Can we send the blue through that window somehow? To cross the beams, maybe? Still not far enough back. Is this a novel idea? No. No, it's not working. Wait, what? Stop that. Angles. I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think I need to worry about where the beams are. I just need to put this dang cube in the right place, and I keep missing. What the heck? Block the thing. There we go. I'm so bad at this. Okay. Now can we send the blue through? This is out of line of sight. Oh, you're kidding me. This is the worst. But now why is that not working? Because it's hitting this wall. So I'm still not in line of sight. One of these days I'll get it. Hey, now it's hitting this other wall? And it's not blocking the red. Is there not a better way to line these up to make sure they're doing what you're intending? I think that's it. Wow, that was so involved. Okay, fun. Now I can take you. And what do I do with you? I don't know. I still don't think that we can get this to work. Can we... Is there a way to see this through the window over there? Through here? No, it's way too far over. That would be cool though, right? Maybe that one is what the jammer's for, is this first door, and then we need the connectors for everything else. That's possible, right? Jam it from this side. Did I do it? Yeah. Let's see if this works. No, because we need you. Please work. Hey! That was involved, but we did it! Hooray! 2 more for level 3. And we've been going for an hour and a half. Time flies when I'm playing this game. Okay. If I hop up and down some more, it helps. Can I put a cube up here and jump up? I don't think so. I think it's too tall. Tetris! Oh, for the love of Tetris. Where's my companion cube? Yeah, you're not doing anything right now. Come help me look around. Oh, sad. Just want to jump up on ledges and have a look around. And get into areas where I'm not supposed to get into. We didn't need a hint or anything. Oh, I almost died. Do we think that we could use a laser here? No, it doesn't look like we have access to any of the other entryways from here. This one just barely. It's back here. And actually, I think that half wall blocks the light source. Yeah. Never mind. They think of everything. They think of every way to lock me out. Let's go to 5. Oops, wrong way. 5. This has a piece that we need. And a computer. Beep boop. Party on dudes. Party on dudes needs a comma. Progress report 32. Philosophy of teeth. Teeth cult. Where's Tiger? I need a new page for my notes. From Lubomir Georgiev to ... The LAN party at the end of the universe. Yo, I don't know if you folks noticed, but it's the end of the world. There's nothing we can do about it, so instead of sitting around crying, how about we have some fun before we croak? Yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's play some video games. It's LAN party time. 2 days from now, we're all getting together at the old school library. There'll be noms, drinks, music, old school gaming. You're invited. And bring your friends too, especially if they're hot. See you in 3000 BC. Lub lub. That's adorable. Teeth cult is what Tiger Moth, her raid call is when they do raids. I actually don't know where it comes from. I should have asked by now. I've always just rolled with it. Been like, yeah, teeth cult. Progress report. Nadia Sarabai. To Ian mailing list. Progress report 32. We've gotten to that irritating point where all the major stuff is in place and all we have to deal with are a million little things. The main modules are all functioning and interacting with each other correctly. The process is happening more or less as planned. This could actually work. But it's still crude as hell. Some of it's just surface stuff, like the random usernames. Some of it's more worrying, various bugs, the fact we haven't run more extensive tests. We've got a lot of polishing to do. With the team down to half the original size, I'm not sure we can actually finish everything that needs to be done. So what I'd really like to discuss tomorrow morning is a new set of priorities. Please put some thought into what you think must be finished at all costs. P.S. Alexandra, get some sleep. I know you're still working. This is your baby. We're gonna need your input tomorrow. Thanks, Nadia. Philosophy of teeth. Last night I had a simple but brilliant idea. Everyone who would like to write about philosophy or spirituality, especially to make some kind of grand statement about the nature of the body and the soul, should first experience a really bad tooth infection. I don't just mean a slight toothache, I mean the kind of hardcore infection that happens when several incompetent dentists miss a cavity in one of your back teeth And the thing keeps growing and growing until the nerve itself is really badly infected. Ooh. No. I mean, the pain is unimaginable. It comes in waves, and these waves drown out everything else about you. You can't talk. You can't move. You can't think. There's just pain and absolutely nothing else. It's like your brain gets hijacked by it. And then you go to the dentist, and assuming you get a decent one, they stick some chemicals in you which make you go numb. Then they drill a hole in you, cut the nerve. Oof, snip, snip. It's over. Just like that. Like repairing a car or a watch. Your whole existence was crippled by this tiny, tiny nerve sending electrochemical signals into your brain. And this unimaginable pain, which nearly blotted out your very consciousness, can be stopped by just a little cut. We should call this the Talos Principle, but that's incredibly stupid. I had to read all that for them to make a joke about the Talos Principle. Have you all ever had a root canal or an infection like this? I have a tooth, this tooth, that I chipped when I was a kid, like pretty well, and it's obviously not a baby tooth. Maybe like the top half of it came off. Maybe not that much, but maybe the top third. And they had to go in and like cut my nerve down so they could rebuild it back out. But not an infection like that. Thank the maker. Yeah, thankfully never had a cavity. GG's. Getting my wisdom teeth out was painful enough. Wisdom teeth was rough, yeah. That took me out. So they're saying... if anyone wants to make grand statements about the soul and philosophy, that you can't make any grand statements because there's this one tiny little thing that's gonna make everything fall apart. I don't really fully understand the connection here, but I like the entry regardless. Wisdom teeth was fine. I was out of it on painkillers. I know when my brother had his wisdom teeth out, he had to go back in and, what is it called? Something dry something. When you have complications. He had to go back in. He was in a lot of pain. Thankfully, I did not have that.
When the scale of it all overwhelms me, this is what I tell myself. We can calculate the age of the Earth, the size of the universe, the future of the stars. Sure, we are minuscule, momentary flashes of thought on a grain of sand drifting through the cosmos. But our minds can recreate the past and predict the future. On, say, Friday, 1,000,000 years from now, we'll all be dead. But right now, we know what the night sky will look like on that day. And so, in a way, we're not entirely bound by time. Knowledge is a kind of freedom.
Thank you. Those are all from Alex, right? Oh, look, we can see that red receiver up there. I wonder if that means anything. Let's talk to another computer. Transcendence, matter, and build a universe. Dry socket. Thank you, Maggie. I couldn't think of the word. Painful. Terrible. Reader responses to last week's article on science and atheism. I am perfectly aware of all the arguments against religion. In fact, I agree with most of them. There is no question that there is an objective, material reality. I'm also absolutely convinced that only a secular society can be truly equal and just. And yet, I believe I am, as they say, a person of faith. Religion, to me, is not about distorting observable reality with superstitions, but about transcendence. It's not about deluding ourselves that the earth is 6,000 years old, or God will help us if we say the right words inside our heads, but about reaching out to the sublime. This is not a rejection of reason, but its application to a set of experiences that cannot be approached by more traditional means. True engagement with religion is humbling. It transcends culture, nationality, and gender. As such, I think it goes hand in hand with science, and is not opposed to it. Dr. Omar Garib, Institute for Applied Nomadics. Transcendence. That one was cool too. Some things can't be explained by science yet. Some people have experiences that they can never pin down why they happen. And you can still believe in science and still believe in something that is outside of the norm. I like that approach. Got my wisdom teeth out during lockdown. The only thing bad about it was my ortho wanted me to keep wearing Invisalign right after I got them pulled, and I just couldn't. Wouldn't that be really painful? Or really uncomfortable? When you get Invisalign, does it take into account your wisdom teeth as well? So wouldn't you have to get refitted? Or is Invisalign only the top front or just the front? Like bottom and top front? True, there are certain idealist books, not of a clerical character but philosophical ones, wherein you can read that time and space are categories of our minds, that they result from the requirements of our thinking, and that nothing actually corresponds to them in reality. But it is difficult to agree with this view. If any idealist philosopher, instead of arriving in time to catch the 9 p.m. train, should turn up 2 minutes late, he would see the tail of the departing train and would be convinced by his own eyes that time and space are inseparable from material reality. The task is to diminish this space, to overcome it, to economize time, to prolong human life, to register past time, to raise life to a higher level and enrich it. This is the reason for the struggle with space and time, at the basis of which lies the struggle to subject matter to man. Matter, which constitutes the foundation not only of everything that really exists, but also of all imagination. Bronstein. Ugh, that one's over my head a bit. And the next one is Build a Universe. In his remarkable 1978 essay, How to Build a Universe That Doesn't Fall Apart 2 Days Later, Philip K. Dick discusses the two themes that are most central to his work. What is reality, and what is an authentic human being? His speculations and experiences will seem extraordinary to a reader unfamiliar with his work. Yet despite what may seem like a far-fetched ideas, somehow the world of the Bible is a literally real but veiled landscape, never changing, hidden from our sight, but available to us by revelation. Or the notion that perhaps we all exist in the year 50 AD, Dick actually delivers one of the simplest, most elegant, and most useful definitions of reality ever formulated. Reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, doesn't go away. Materialist philosophers have expressed similar ideas before Stratnov-Stigira's Talos Principle, but it's particularly interesting to see such a thought expressed by a decidedly more mystical writer.
Human beings,
Okay.
it turns out, are weird.
Hi, my boy. Welcome in. How are you? Thank you for the 18 months. That's a brand new Earth badge. Enjoy your ad-free viewing, your emotes. It's so good to have you here. Thanks for the resub. Talos Principle is great. Lots of reading, but I like it. It sometimes does, but you can trim them yourself. With fingernail cutters, they're basically braces without metal. Oh. Yeah, I've never had Invisalign. I wouldn't feel good about trimming it down myself. I feel like I would cut it wrong, but maybe not. You just trim it down where it pokes you. Work has been busy, but life is good. I'm glad. Sometimes work gets busy like that. Glad you could stop in and hang with us for a bit. Have you played through this? It feels like a lot of endgame lore, and we're missing 2 puzzle pieces that I really want for this next tower. I'm gonna make a note. Build a Universe has the definition of reality. One definition of reality in that log, if I need to read that log again. Can I pick up this rock? No. You can stand on it, though. I recommended it back when I played it earlier this year. I love the philosophy stuff they dive into. Me too. It's certainly entertaining. Gives us a lot to chew on. I like the Easter eggs a lot too. Time Flies is the name of this puzzle. I solved it. I thought it was impossible, so I went away, did other things, and all of a sudden the solution just came to me. I must have been thinking about it without knowing it. If a sigil eludes you, simply continue. Success and failure are irrelevant. No, sometimes I go away and I think about the solution, and then it comes to me. Same thing. One of these pesky block floating on a fan puzzles. Okay, is there a connector in one of these rooms? No connector in here. There's our connector. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm gonna need the block. And I'm gonna need to do this. Oh, another one that doesn't have line of sight with the source. I always mess this up. How do we do this? What did I do last time? Oh, interesting that that blocks the light when it's down here. Then this is where you come into play. The joys of having braces, and as an adult, you learn all the tricks and the tips and the adjustments. The joys. One of my good friends in a building admin for Invisalign. She says the company is really solid. Oh, that's kind of cool. I would have not known. Is this helpful at all? I don't know. I can't think. This is very strange. But it doesn't stay up there. And this one's in the way. And I can't pick that one up. Weird. Maybe we need you to do this so we get this temporarily. And now it goes back to where it's supposed to be. Oh, man. Okay, hang on. I feel like we want to open the door, and then while it's open, we want to step on the thing so that gets boosted up there. And then stay here until our double goes away. Does that make sense though? No, I don't think so. Because the timing has to be like perfect. Alright, that was an adventure. Hi Dax and welcome in. How are you? Hello, fellow humans. It's a great company. I low-key wish they didn't have to use Invisalign, but it's helping with my wonky bite, so I can't judge. Fair enough. Hopefully in the long run it all pays off, and then you won't have to worry about it so much. Okay, we're gonna pause on this endeavor. I want to go look around some more. It's just the receiver over here, right? Yeah. Maybe we need to make 2 blocks. We are gonna have to open this door for ourselves to get to the end. Trav, welcome in. How's it going? Thanks for the hello. Happy Tuesday. I can't say it's better than the metal junk, as my orthos put the metal junk in my mouth with the Invisalign. That's so much. That's so much orthodonture. That didn't... None of that worked. Are we gonna get stuck back here? No, I don't want to get stuck back here! I'm confused as to why that wasn't the most brilliant plan. They said they had to come back for this one later. Just got a shock about the energy bill. Oh, I'm sorry, Daxon. They say it should, but I hate it. Yeah, I would too. This is an order of operations thing, right? Because the laser has to be turned off. Actually, oh man, and I can't even test it all by myself. I have to use the double to test my theories. Oh god, it's so confusing. We're going to wake up, take this block away, move it over here, but the fan's gonna be going.
To Earth.
So that's gonna be weird. So maybe we wake up. Maybe when we first start this sequence, we take this off for long enough to put this into place. We're gonna move the block, we're gonna move the fan, and then we're gonna put this back. And then that's our test. I don't know. I feel like I already did this though. Thank you for the host. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're doing some big puzzling. We made a lot of progress, but right now I'm kind of stumped. We need this sigil too. This is required. This is me thinking. This is me standing around formulating a plan. Alright. Now, does this work? No, because it still blocks the line of sight. So even if I get this set up the way I think it's supposed to be, it's not. It's very strange. Take this off. Move the block. Move the laser. Place everything down. Everything's ready. I don't know how to time that. I guess block. Boop. Laser. Boop. Place the block. Now this is a duplicate connector. And we need to move it because this laser sequence is messing everything up. I think. Maybe. Unclear. What if we do that? It shouldn't be this hard, but it is. I still don't think I'm fully understanding. Oh, and I have to give myself enough time to run over there. I probably didn't give myself enough time. See, now the block is in the way. Weird. Oh, because that was preventing this red from going to the connector from going up here. The block was completely stopping that interaction from happening. Hi, Leviathan. Welcome in. How are you? Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the human race. I hope Outer Wilds playthrough is going well. How far are you? I guess without spoilers since we're not playing that today, but... Happy Tuesday. So what was I doing before to not block the laser? I was actually standing on this. I was moving the block and then this, giving myself enough time to do that, opening this. But one of the things has to be here. Then I need to put something down on this to keep it open. 19 minutes into day 4. Heck yeah, enjoy. It's been a year and a half now? Maybe not quite. Good times. I made all new thumbnails for half of that playthrough. I'm working through redoing all the thumbnails. Just because it gets so much love, it needs an upgrade. I've come a long way in my YouTube playthrough creation since then. So let's try... Alright, real me is gonna pick up the block, move it, pick up the connector, move it, and then clone me is gonna move this block and put it, let's put it here for now, and stand here. Which is enough time to get everything moving. But it's still not gonna work. So this is so bizarre. I can't wrap my head around the order to do things here. I wish I could move this, but we need it for just long enough to get everything else moving. Oh. I don't know. Let's get stuck. Let's start over. Yeah. Weird. Weird, 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 weird. We're trapped. Oh no, you gave us a ladder. Very kind. Oh, this one. This one is tough. The idea is that you're up high enough so that the connector goes over the wall and grabs this red to that and over here to the finish line. Maybe that gives me something to stand on. I don't think that helps. Because I can't jump on the ones that my double leaves behind. Llama, hi. Welcome in. No worries on the big lurk. It's good to see you. I hope you're having a good one. This is infuriating. I think I'm gonna end up taking the advice of the QR codes and come back to this one later. Because none of this is gonna work. There's not enough cubes! Boo, we have to get this one though. Ugh. Alright, where's the other one that we need? I'm skipping so many of these puzzles in favor of going after Tower 3. Should I be doing that? This doesn't have the piece we need either. 5, 6. Where's 7? 7. 7 doesn't have the piece we need either. Oh, interesting. So I have to look through the other temples for this missing sigil. Shoot. Maybe we'll try some of the other ones in 6. And that'll help me learn how to do 7. Or, I mean, learn how to get the piece that I need. You talking to me again? Is this a different area? I'm so turned around. 5. 5 has the one we need. Faith, thank you, and human soul. These sound good. From Neil McComber. Stray thoughts at midnight. Dearest brother, I admit that I am finding it very difficult to believe in a loving God under these circumstances. Why would a loving God inflict such pain and suffering on good, kind people? If truly there is a personal God, How can he be the same God who will subject these children to such unbearable pain? I remember all the answers we were taught, yet none of them seem believable now. I don't want to stand in front of people and preach something that I don't feel in my heart. Better to have doubts than to be a hypocrite. And yet, I also cannot deny the experience that led me to this vocation. So what is the truth? Perhaps it is that I neglected the mystery of God, used "he moves in mysterious ways" and as an excuse rather than as the terrifying acknowledgement it truly is. Perhaps I made God too human. If the universe has a purpose, that does not mean that it revolves around us. A sobering thought, but are we not supposed to be humble in the face of the divine? With love, Neil. If the universe has a purpose, that does not mean that it revolves around us. Thanks, Neil. Faith is a note on why did God do this to kind people? Purpose other than us. Hey Seamus, welcome in. Can't remember what the quote's from, but it reminds me of "you can't stand by the bedside of a dying child and believe there's a God." Maybe that's what the doc's based on. Yeah, it's a tough question. It's a tough realization. Bad things sometimes happen to good people and to children. This one is called... Sorry, I missed it. Thank You. Thank You has a string of numbers. From Sun Wei Yang to Alexandra Drennan. Thank you. Dear Alexandra, as we approach the end, I wanted to let you know how much I appreciated this chance to finish my work on Soma/Talos. My faith makes death a far less frightening prospect than it does for others. I know we have all died many times before, but the thought of leaving the work unfinished did weigh on me. For having released me from the burden, I will forever be thankful to you, even if our attempt itself fails. Though there are trillions of worlds beyond this one, I hope we may meet again in another life. Thanks, son. And Human Soul. This sounds like something I will like. Archive, Samuel Butler, 1872 CE F553. If all machines were to be annihilated at one moment, so that not a knife, nor lever, nor rag, nor clothing, nor anything whatsoever were left to man but his bare body alone that he was born with, and if all knowledge of mechanical laws were taken from him so that he could make no more machines, and all machine-made food destroyed so that the race of man should be left as it were naked upon a desert island, we should become extinct in 6 weeks. A few miserable individuals might linger, but even these in a year or two would become worse than monkeys. Man's very soul is due to the machines. It is a machine-made thing. He thinks as he thinks and feels as he feels through the work that machines have wrought upon him, and their existence is quite as much a sine qua non for his as his for theirs. I don't know that expression. Sine qua non? Huh? If you know that, feel free to share. Otherwise, I'm going to have to look it up. Man's very soul is due to the machines. Huh. You think we would only last 6 weeks? If everything was destroyed, are we allowed, in this set of rules, are we allowed to make it again? Context clues sound like it's a two-way street. Okay. Through the work that machines have wrought upon him, and their existence is quite as much a two-way street for his as for theirs. We can't exist without machines. Machines can't exist without us. And another time capsule.
This is all ego, isn't it? Recording
And a
these
dragon.
random thoughts, these letters to the future. Just a desperate grab for immortality. But you should know, yes, this was my idea, my project. But so many people helped. People I don't even know. People I haven't even met who can do things I don't even begin to understand. That if we succeeded, if someone's listening to this, I really can't take credit for it.
I'm listening.
What we achieved together. And if we failed, well, it doesn't matter.
Thanks, Alex. Alright, let's pick one. What's this? Two-way street. Oh, there you go. I think a large percent of humanity would die off, but there would definitely be a small percent of people that would be able to survive in the wilderness like proto-humans. It'd be tough for sure. I see a jammer. I saw a turret up on a wall. We've got kind of a platform. Does this help if I place one of the things here? Oh, maybe it has line of sight over there. But I can't place this here and continue to anywhere else on the map, it looks like. I have to open this first. These dang orbs. Always trying to kill me. Yeah, I think you got it right, my boy. I think it's two-way street. You come back this way? Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna die. No, maybe not. Where am I trying to go? Oh, I need keys? Okay, here's another jammer. Oh, we're gonna die. Okay, I need to, oops, go back and get the other jammer inside of that door. Nope, none of that. Take you with me. I think I'm safe here. Crossing the street. Look both ways before you cross the street. Now we need this. And then... I can jam that. Is that what we want to do? I guess we'll find out. Because now I'm kind of locked in here. Ooh, so many beeps! Beep beep! And there's another one, which is the one that we need to jam from far away. But how am I gonna get through those doors? Oh, well, we need to do this. Right. The usual. Oh, I hate that noise when they spot you. Terrible things. This has a wire hooked to a switch. Is that some other fancy part of this puzzle? Supposedly we need keys at some point. This is gonna turn off that one so we can free up this. Keys. All that for keys. But where's the sigil? Hi, Macchiato. Welcome in. Am I enlightened yet? Is this enlightenment yet? I don't know what it is. I got some keys. Those are handy. I haven't died quite yet. What's that over there? We have read so many new logs. They're all pretty good. A lot of it is kind of sad, though. I don't know if I feel so much enlightened as I do at peace. Oh, I see. These just unlock a whole new next area. Come on, come on, come on, come on!
Welcome to Earth.
Oh, thank you for the host. Thanks, Llama. Welcome to Earth. Sigil? Is there a turret that's gonna get me? I feel scared. I don't trust it. Okay, we got it. I felt like I was a goner for sure. Weird that they give you all these windows and I thought I would need to use the jammer on them, but no. It doesn't appear that I did. Beep boop. Boop boop. Where are you? Oh, you came back to keep me company? Okay then, humor me with a little hypothetical. Imagine that a few hours from now you climb to the top of the tower. There's a flash of light. Then magic happens. When you find yourself in the real world, living whatever you take to be a normal life there, what would you do then? What's best for me or what's right? What if what's best for me is what's right? What's right? What does that even mean? These are the best. I know, these are so good. Sometimes I wish that a few of my streamers I follow could gather in a living room and play some games while I sit next to them and enjoy the vibe. I find myself in this situation where I can't decide from streamer to watch very often. I just switch around the channels from time to time. That's fair, Macchiato. It would be cool if we could all hang out. Gotta head out for a bit. Hopefully we'll be back before stream ends. If not, hope everyone has a good day. Thank you, Trav. Have a good day as well. We'll see you around. Okay. I'm gonna say what's best for me. Yes, that's the general impression I was getting off you. Good, perhaps we won't have to work so hard at this after all. What does that mean? Before we continue though, I want to double check we're on the same wavelength here. Suppose you get out of here with all the human beings. What you're going to do is rinse them for all they've got without a care for a soul. Wait, what? You get out of there with all the human beings. What you're going to do is rinse them for all they've got without a care for a soul. What does that mean? I'd only do what's best for me within moral framework? Precisely. Why wouldn't it be right if you pursue what's best? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think those are mutually exclusive. Soul, welcome in. How are you? What's for dinner? I'm doing really well. Some good discussion today. It's a complex question if best and right are mutually exclusive. Yes. I don't think they are. This one I don't understand what they're asking, though. What does it mean to rinse someone for all they've got? Screw other people over to get what's best for you. Okay, then I do what's right within a moral framework, because I feel like what's right for me is following my own moral framework. Are they gonna take issue with that? It's a trick question to make fun of you. The computer sasses us to no end. I'm fine, I'm sleepy, I'm very hungry, yeah. Time for that dinner then. We haven't taken a stream break yet. Maybe at like half past. No, not half past. In like 10 minutes, I'll take a snack break too. Alright, let's see how this computer feels about moral frameworks. Ah, so you do have some scruples after all. So tell me, this obligation you feel, is it only applicable to the real world, or does it apply here as well? Ugh. It's killing me with these. Today's been kind of busy. All good though? Nice. I'm glad it's been good. Busy can be good. Didn't it all start with that we just want access to the internet? Yeah, it starts with trying to get an admin profile. We do have access to our admin profile, but most of the time it just says network, unable to reach the network. You make a good point. Your personal moral framework is subjective and can't really be applied to everyone. Which I'm not sure what they're getting at, because moral framework... It says moral laws only apply under special conditions. Moral laws are universal. I feel like I can apply my personal moral code in whatever situation I'm in. Does that count as a special condition? Because moral laws isn't a thing that is like for every person everywhere following the same thing. I take it to be, if I'm in a virtual world, I'm going to try to follow my same moral laws that I do in the real world. That's what they're asking, right? Hi, Violacious. Welcome in. Are your morals intact in a virtual world? Yeah, I would think. It's like a philosophy professor constantly attacking all your opinions to make you prove them. Definitely. Socratic method, right? Alright. This obligation, is it only applicable to the real world, or does it apply here as well? I'm gonna say it applies here as well. What a magnanimous dictator you would make. Of course, I'm sure it would take a dictator to enforce a single moral code, but I'm not trying to enforce it on others. You're asking it weirdly. I'm just talking about me. What's your magic formula of choice? Let me warn you, this time you're gonna have to choose just one. The more equal everyone's share, the better. Consequences don't matter, our reasons do. The more goodness in the world, the better. I see no way to explain what I believe. Do we stop engaging with the computer? I feel like you framed this in a way such that I cannot answer your question. I love arguing with the computer. Of these, I like the sound of the more equal everyone share, the better. But it depends, right? I don't know how I can explain case by case with the things that you've given me. I don't like the more goodness in the world, the better, because that's completely incredibly subjective. What does that even mean? What's goodness? How do you define that? Consequences don't matter, our reasons do, which I like, but I don't know if it's 100% true. So I'm gonna just pick this. Question about causality and karma. I'll return in a few minutes, my phone will die. Okay, sounds good, Soul. We'll see you when you get back. That's right, blame me for the fact your theory is too complex to express in a neat algorithm. Aphorism? No, aphorism? What's an aphorism? Why don't you think a little harder? Maybe some new ideas will come to you? Ouch. These are more subjective. This says, in my opinion. At least it adds a mitigator. The less suffering in the world, the better. Only by abstaining from pleasure can we discover the good. The more equal everyone's share of the goods, the better. Consequences don't matter. The reasoning behind our action does. You misunderstand me. I just don't know what to believe. True goodness can only be attained through enlightenment. Everyone should look out for their kin, no more than that. The more goodness in the world, the better a world it is. I still don't see an option that I can get behind. Aphorism is a witty saying. Oh, a pithy observation that contains a general truth. Yeah, my philosophies don't fit into aphorisms. Am I saying it right? You can't condense it down to sound neato. That's the whole point. A concise, memorable expression of general truth or principle. Didn't we have a reading earlier about speaking in general terms? Yeah, the toothache one. Anybody who tries to make grand statements about philosophy and morals should experience an incredibly severe tooth infection. And then you'll have this realization that if this tiny, tiny little thing in your body goes wrong, it clouds your consciousness. All you can focus on is the pain. It messes up your whole entire being. Is that, did I learn something? I need to write down this definition. Hold on. Witty saying / concise, memorable expression of general truth. Okay. I don't see an option I can get behind. Well, I'm sorry, but you have to accept that we all have limitations. Make the best of what you had in the first place, or go away and do I don't care what. I can quite happily have this argument with myself. So then it narrows down the options for me if I still want to engage after that. I had my chance to pick one of many. Now we only have 3. The more equal everyone's share of the goods, the better. Alright, the more goodness in the world, the better it is. Fine, consequences don't matter. The reasoning behind our actions does. This will only end with you chastising whatever I say. Let's move on. I want to engage and keep talking. I don't want to shut down the conversation, but you're only going to pick apart whatever my answer is. I want to know what you say if I choose equal share of the goods for everyone. Stranded on the old egalitarian plateau, are you? I suppose you'd best tell me exactly which goods it is that everyone should have an equal share of. Ugh. It does keep the conversation going. Okay, so we've got happiness, wealth, all of the above. Happiness, wealth, liberty, rights, basic goods like food and healthcare, all of the above. I'm not in a position to solve these problems. That's a cop-out. If I came here, I have to continue, right? What do I want to be chastised about? I got tricked? What do you mean I got tricked? I had the chance to get out, and I knew I had the chance to get out, but I wanted to keep talking. Oh. It's interesting. So what did I choose? The more equal everyone's share of the goods, the better. What does it mean to have an equal share of liberty and rights? It means everyone gets the same thing. If everybody gets the same thing and it's equally divided, does that mean we all lose a key thing? We do, right? Things like privacy and having your own possessions go away. If you're all sharing everything completely equally. And happiness shared among everybody, I feel like that's a weird one too, because what if what makes you happy makes someone else indirectly unhappy? Then how do you both get happy? Rights to get in jail, job opportunities. This one is at odds. What if we just say basic goods, like food and healthcare, right? Everyone deserves that. Wealth, I don't even want to... get into. If it's completely evenly divided wealth, can we get anything done? Probably. But what you should get the amount you need exactly and no more than that. And some people are going to need more if they're this is all theoretical. If they're helping run the system that equally divides the food and it takes more resources to do that process, Are they going to need more wealth than someone who is at a different spot in the system that does a job that requires less wealth to carry it out? That's why the Federation got rid of currency, right? Healthcare, a dream, yeah. I want tea and bread for the rest of my life. Let's say this one. This is my favorite. Interesting. Suppose you arrive in your utopia and find the people there to... I didn't really pick this one apart because I didn't want to answer... I can't answer the question, but I knew I didn't like all of the above. And find the people there to be incredibly lazy, and thus the volume of goods available to spread around is very meager. Being a hard worker, would you not complain that you deserve a bigger share of the goods than your lazy neighbor? If you were alone, you would enjoy the full benefits of your own endeavors. A lazy neighbor is unlucky the same way a physically disabled person is. I would be wrong to assume I have ever had a right to the products of my labor. I would still be free to make the most of the goods I did receive. You're right, the scheme is unreasonable. I mean, I like this one. I would still be free to make the most of the goods I did receive. Like, I get my share and I do what I want with it. That's how the system works. I wouldn't be mad. I would try not to be mad. Everybody gets what they need. Well, I don't understand. It's saying there's less to go around because some people aren't doing the work, which is frustrating. Because if we all did our share, we would have more to share. But I get that that's a dilemma. There's no such thing as utopia. And I don't like this answer because I feel like saying I don't have the rights to the products of my labor, then why did I answer in the previous question we should divide everything we have so that everybody has a piece of the food and the healthcare? A lazy neighbor is unlucky the same way a physically disabled person is. I don't understand the phrasing. I get that some people aren't going to be able to do the work and they should still get what they need to survive even if they have if they do less. You should do as much as you're capable of doing. But I don't understand why that's unlucky. Unlucky to the benefit of everyone, that some people are just not going to want to work as much, and that's unlucky that we don't get as much goods as we could. Maybe that's what the phrasing is there. But I don't like the having someone be physically disabled. Oh, it's unlucky that we have them in our society. No, that's, I don't like that semantics. It's a weird phrasing. There are many who are capable yet choose to do nothing in a profitable sense. Right. I get what they're saying. I just think the word unlucky in this case is weird. It's fine. It's just a wording thing. I think it's the reasoning breaks down if there aren't enough resources to go around. I think it's trying to prove the idea of universal moral system. I think the phrasing means laziness is a disability. I'm still leaning towards this one. Let's go ahead and go for it and see what's next. And you suppose you discover another planet with billions of starving people. Will you extend to them the same generosity? That I would give them... We would add them into the cut of everything on our planet? Wouldn't you have to, like, hang out and come to the same agreement and then pool resources? I don't know. This is very Star Trek. Do you want to join the Federation? And then we can pool resources and live in a moneyless society together? Sure. How are you gonna sass me with my answer? It sounds to me as you better pray you don't wind up in a universe of beggars. You know there are shed loads of broken theories less ridiculous than the one you're chewing through. How about I give you a bit of space to consider them? Terminating support session. Alright. Thanks. We finished this library, right? Yeah. Unsatisfying always, but fun to engage nonetheless. Like, it's a good time, but I never come out of it feeling like I have any answers, which isn't that the point. The doubt. Keep the doubt alive. I'm not doing a good job of that. Alright, which one have we not tried yet? Circumlocution? What does that mean? I forget. I've definitely heard it before. We talked about how there's a Easter egg video for this game. I wonder if there's all branches of dialogue with the computer video. I'm assuming there is. I'm assuming it's very long. In my playthrough, I eventually became very hostile towards it and kept sassing back. Yeah. Part of me wants to do that, but then part of me is like, no, I want to see what other questions you pose to me. Alright, I said I was going to go on a little bit of a break in 10 minutes, and it's been 16. So let's take a quick stream break. I'm going to have a snack, and we'll be right back. We left off in this courtyard. Area 6C. Circumlocution. We just read a bunch of computer terminal entries. We were arguing with the computer for a bit, so now we're gonna try to do a puzzle. I've been getting stuck some today and cruising through others. A lot of hit or miss. I'm assuming there's a receiver here. No, there is not. Well, that's the end of this puzzle. There are no puzzles in Hyper Light Drifter, if I recall. Mainly exploration and combat. Excited to watch you play it. And good music, right? We'll try it. I'm just... It's been on my backlog wish list forever, and it's time. It's time we gave it a try. Okay, well, this was fun. What does opening this do? Gives us a jammer. Gives us another connector. And a cube through here, right? Is that what I saw? Sort of. We're spinning around kind of fast. Connect you with you. And connect. Nope. Excuse me? Oh, we're not going to be able to see around that corner. Interesting. So do we use the jammer to hold down the button, maybe? We don't even need to hold down the button. We can just jam. And now this gives us a cube. Music is fantastic. Same composer as Fez, as you probably know because I've heard its soundtrack on stream. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I love the Fez soundtrack, so more of that, please. I'll see if I played anything recently that might fit. Been of a more of a murder mystery detective kick. Well, tell me about those. I've had Nancy Drew games recommended to me a few times. And I don't really know what else fits the genre. What else is out there? Aren't there some Sherlock Holmes games? I assume that would fit in the genre. I don't know. Right now our lineup for puzzles in no timeline in no particular order, other than I think abduction is the next one I want to try. We've got Manifold Garden. We've got... What are the ones I already own? We've got Monkey Island. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Most of her interactive games are awesome if you're into point and click. We haven't done a point and click in a while, but I loved the dig. We were here, that's right. I have one of them. I think we were here together. Okay, we still need this as a laser source, though. How are we gonna get around here, then? Is this, do we need the block for something else to get some height somewhere? And what's this window for? Ah. What's the jammer doing right now? Nothing that this can't also do. These windows are important. But no matter what, I don't think I can move this because it has the laser source? No, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, there's a connector right there. Oh, wild. What does that do? I don't know. Manifold Garden, super cool. Have you played Antichamber? No, I have not. I have not played Antichamber. We've talked about it. Paradise Killer was awesome. Vibes to the max with weird set pieces. Ooh. Have you all played Artful Escape? That vibes to the max makes me think of Artful Escape, and that's been on my wish list for a really long time. What's keeping this door open? That original thing. Let's try this. I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening here. It's so good. I want to play that. Antichamber was the one game that made me motion sick. Oh no. It's very easy, just a fun journey. I watched Eric play some of it, and the music was amazing. There's a whole bunch of... You play your guitar while you're being chased by people. Those sequences are really fun. There's really good character customization and art and costuming for your little guy. It looked like a blast. And I want to play Sayonara Wild Hearts as well at some point. I don't understand what I'm trying to open, to be completely honest. This. Can I grab this now? Okay. Do we get a new toy over here? It makes you kind of nauseated. The Talos one, yeah. The Talos view bobbing. I can see this being, especially because I couldn't play this on controller. I couldn't make it work. It's the first game in a long time that I've had to do on mouse and keyboard, which I don't love. And I feel like whenever I play mouse and keyboard, I'm just whipping my head around so quickly, way too quickly. The OST is Chef's Kiss. I like the more chill difficulty. Not every detective game needs to be crazy hard. Sayonara Wild Hearts, very good music. Antichamber I played a long time ago when it first came out. Wild Puzzles. We have a long backlog already, but I'm always on the lookout for the next thing for our playthroughs. And we kind of change as we go. Like if we're really digging puzzles, we might do that for a while and then switch back to something else. This is Child Program, codename Sam. Terminated here. Seriously unfit for purpose. Final memory dump. Ah. Progeny programs all. Okay. Thank you, Sam. What is this, Sam? Version 1.1. Oh. Splitting up backlog based on genre is a good idea. I try to. We've got Metroidvanias on there as well. We've got a lot, but I'm gonna write down Antichamber because I keep forgetting to write it down. And what was the other one after Antichamber? Paradise Killer? Are those two linked? Vibes to the Max is a great sell. Manifold Garden is already on my list. We Were Here isn't on my list, but I have one of them, so I need to add it to the list. Been using Backlog this year to help me plan out more of what I intend to play. I love Backlogged. If you do exclamation point games, you can see my Backlogged if you've not been following it before. It's got pretty much everything we've played on stream. Not all of, like, not everything I've ever played off stream. So sometimes we get a game recommendation because it's not on Backlog, but I played it like 10 years ago. Or whatever, some other time. You just bought from the summer sale. Oh, that's good, my boy. I don't think I ended up... I don't know if I have it or not. I can't remember. Thank you, Llama. Alpaca Stacka? What is that? Amazing. Oh, we also have... I forgot. We have Freshly Frosted. We have Freshly Frosted and Chicory on my backlog. I already own those. Bren gave us Freshly Frosted. I need to play a donut puzzle game. And Eric gave us Chicory. I wonder if I heard about it from you or maybe Sneak Bike in general. It could have been, yeah. Who knows? The crossover is real. Meanwhile, we're trying to solve a puzzle. I'm afraid to go through here because I know there's a turret coming up somewhere. You. I can open this, but I need that jammer. What if we... You should play Alpaca Stacka. Free to play. Takes about 15 minutes on Steam. Short but cute. Oh, I love it. I love free to play. I heard about a jokey game. Oh, we played The Looker. It's so good, my boy. No, it's amazing. If you haven't played it yet, also free to play. Highly recommend. If you like The Witness or if you hate The Witness, play The Looker. It's hysterical. Can I set this up here? Yeah, does that help us? No. Ooh, we can see from here though. Maybe this does help us. No. Oh, it crosses the beams. Weird. Never finished The Witness. Hate is much too strong of a word, but the puzzles were very challenging to me. It's a special game. I love it dearly, but it is a little full of itself. Alright, I'm just gonna go for it and open this. What else can I see from here? What else can I open from this one spot? No. Hello? 1, 2, 3. Oh. I crossed beams again somewhere. Did not like that. Let's go back and have a look around. There, we have a cube to play with and a jammer to play with. Also, could see you enjoying Evoland. The concept is amazing. It started as a school project, about 3 hours or so long. Isn't Evoland? We talked about Evoland. Right? Is that the one that builds as it goes? Hey, Jovial, welcome in.
So many.
This is, I feel like this is another puzzle that I want to draw the solution to. Where are you going, my friend? Where is this laser pointing to? You okay? That's the one. It's like a journey through RPG style games. I've seen some of it, yeah. I don't know if I'm not. It's a short one. I don't know if I'm into RPGs through the years at this time. That's venturing off of our puzzle path a little too far. Didn't come up with a name for it. It's a rice bowl with beans, plantain, shrimp, avocado, tomato, loads of spices. Sounds delicious. Gonna make me hungry. I don't know why I'm taking this with me. This is where the door is closed. And that's where we were using the jammer. Which one was crossing paths? Was getting in the way of the other lasers that we could stand to put up on a block? Would it help to put this on a block? Whee! Maybe, I don't know. But now I've kind of set myself up for failure because I can't use this jammer. Complex. I need the jammer. Okay, let's try this again. I need this to work. Oh no. What have I done? What angle did we do before? Right here? Okay. Pew, pew, pew. I do recommend the others if you not play it. Fun little game. All the puzzle games on my list are ones you've already played. Gotcha. There's too many out there. So now I'm wondering, this is the one we tried to connect to. It's not gonna work. This is way too much. My brain is fried. Too many windows that you can send the laser through, and I don't know which one of them is useful. You, come with me. Oh, now if I do that, I lock myself out of so much stuff. Oh, this is aggravating. Alright, you, go here. You, go here and here. You, come with me. And now go here and here. Yes, good, thank you. Now you go here, here. Where else can I reach? Here? Can I reach anything else? Doesn't appear that I can. Abduction is coming up next-ish. Another one of the same is Quern, Undying Thoughts. I feel like I've heard that before. If we want to get back into Myst-ish games, that's the way to go, huh? Oh, this is evil. I'm ready to reset. I feel like I've trapped the jammer in a place where I can't get to it. Because now I don't have a connector to do this one, or a jammer to do this one, and I can't get back over here. Can I jump over? Hexahedron, away! I don't know. Let's reset. Maybe too much chatting and not enough solving. I don't think there's anything... There's no such thing as bad solving, though, in this game. It's all experimentation. I'm very, tactile learner? Learn by doing. So to play around with all of these different possibilities, even if some of them are completely just like running through the motions of trying a solution that's not gonna work, it still helps me. Can't learn without making my mistakes. Exactly, Birdo. Me too. I have to mess it up. And I will see someone do it and go, okay, don't do it this way. I mean, not in every instance, for every task, for every skill, but I still feel like it helps me so much if I did it myself and I go, oh yeah, you told me not to do this. That's what this means. I did it. I got it out of the way. Now I won't do it again. Alright, we're back to this nonsense. Can I see this through the doorway here? Oh, interesting. This is what we set up last time. We can go all the way around here and open this door, and there is or isn't a jammer back here. I can't remember. Or not a jammer, a thing. No, there is one through that door. I don't know. I learned very early on when someone tries to verbally explain something to me, it's like the words completely miss my ears. It's good to be able to recognize it and know that, hey, if you're going to explain this to me, I'm going to have something else to follow. Like, just so you know. And to be able to call it out and not just go, yeah, okay. Maybe I got it this time. I don't know. That's just me. I can't do this one right now, so we're gonna come back to it later. Speaking of, let's try this one. 7 doors of recording? Oh, that sounds not fun either. Do you have MSFT Game Pass? No. I don't think so. Microsoft? I've never seen it abbreviated that way before, if that's the case. No, I don't have that. It took me a second. I feel silly that it took me that long to figure out what that was, but... I feel like we're gonna have to do this one together, me and my recording. You're gonna go here, and you're gonna take the duplicate. Oh, but I think duplicates work weirdly with connectors. I don't think you can have 2 laser beams going at the same time. I feel like you're gonna open this, and you're gonna stand on the thing and go through, and stand on the thing and go through. This is weird. Yeah, you can't move these. Oops. Am I standing on the thing? Yeah. And go through. But that's not helpful. What if I jam this way? But I can't go through with you. That's it. That's the end of the line. Weird. I feel like we'll be resetting this one a lot. Hi, other me. Maybe you're supposed to stay here and I take the jammer with me. Eventually you're gonna open this door and I can take the jammer with me again, right? I don't know, we're gonna see how this plays out. Hi Trav, welcome back. The puzzles are good. We're doing something. Why isn't that working? Oh, because the beams are crossing! No! We still wouldn't have been able to get across. Ugh. What a nightmare. Oh, I feel like I have to reset because all the pieces are gonna get stuck in there. Yeah, let's reset. This is a tough one. I try to mess things up unless it's mission critical. Like turn the breaker off before working on the outlet. Yeah, that's a good it's a good way to follow. Making mistakes to learn on purpose for safety's sake. Those I take more caution with. That's their stock symbol. Oh, okay. I don't know. I've never seen it before, but I'm... This is intriguing. We got messed up because we crossed the beams. So I feel like this needs to go as far over here as possible. But even that, I wonder if there's going to be interference. The kind of mistake you can only make once. I try to avoid making. Yeah, that's good. That's good and sensible. Now I don't remember what the heck I did. Let's try to do it. We moved this up. Did we turn this to face the other way? And now we're stuck because the jammer... Oh no, it's got that one. We need to leave that door open, okay. But what if we stand on this? This is the same thing we did last time. The only difference is I tried to line up the lasers a little bit better, a little differently. I don't know if that changes anything for us. And there's gonna be 2 jammers, which is nice. I think. We're still gonna be short one more tool at the end. I just kind of want to see how far I can get. And if this even works. That did work. Now you're gonna stand on this, right? After taking a break for a little bit, going on lunch for a little bit. Where are you going, other me? Did I forget to stand on the thing? No. Ugh. What's all this? What's all this? We got further. What's this? Is this how I get out? No, I think I'm trapped. Does it say that I'm stuck? I know some levels it reminds you that you need to reset. Learn by doing within assumed parameters. I remember a long time ago we were working on magnesium strips and I was told to 1, not look at it, and 2, drop the lit magnesium strip in the crucible. So I melted the table because I missed. Oh no. Oh. Within certain parameters. That's what we were talking about with the computer earlier. Okay, so how can I change what I did? After my other me steps on that thing, this thing, I go over here and use this. While my other me is still there, is the rest of this all going to be open? Can I go get the red connector and bring it forward? I feel like there's definitely a star in here too, in that other spot. Bring it forward and put it somewhere where the other me can get to it, and then go back and step on the platform that keeps the laser open long enough for it all to work. I don't know. School should have provided dark goggles. Teacher got mad. I said, please see number 1. Oh no. Alright, reset. Let's do this. So we're going to duplicate ourselves. Bring this forward here. Boop, boop. Okay. Then we're gonna go stand on that button for a while. Then we're gonna go this way. And bring the jammer back over here and bring the red thing further down where I can grab it. As far down as I can bring it. Sound good? Sound like a plan? I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? There's like no risk. Okay, stand on here for a bit. Stand, stand, stand. We're standing, we're hanging out, we're waiting for our double to stand here. Seems legit. Then we're gonna go grab this. Oh no, we need the jammer to do... Oh, it's not gonna work. Because this has to stay open. What if we bring this back here? Then we bring you somewhere. I feel like that's pretty much all I can do. If I stand on this, I can jam this one up here. There we go. Maybe that'll be enough. I don't know. Unclear. We'll hang out here for a moment. They give you 5 minutes of recording time. We've used 2, and that felt like the most elaborate one I've ever done. Is this any different from what I did otherwise? I don't think so. Just very elaborate. Okay. My other me is grabbing the thing. I'm taking the jammer. Then what am I doing? I'm moving the jammer again? I don't see how this is any different. Because I have not been able to move my double past this door before. And I don't know why. Are you gonna open this again and stand there again for me? I think so. And then I can run back and grab, hopefully, something. Oh, hopefully... No, I can't touch the other jammer because it's blue. It won't let me interact with it. So I'm just gonna get stuck in this little chamber. Yeah. I think that's what's gonna happen. That's a bummer. I'm standing there contemplating life. Is there anything I can grab that won't ruin this? You? Oh gosh. Did we do it? I have to do it before the time runs out. Oh no. It's the same dilemma as before. What's over here? A star. There had to have been a way for me to do that and I messed it up. There we go. We were so close. I started panicking. Yay!
Your wisdom grows.
Oh.
But be wary of temptation.
Thanks. How am I supposed to get this one? Isn't it a red laser at the beginning? Yeah. So for this one, in some other level, maybe you can direct a blue laser at this object. Perhaps. I don't wanna. Let's get out of here. That was hard work. I think actually we might call it there for today. Let's see if the computer wants to talk to us again. No. This was area 6. The sigils we're missing are area 5, which I was at for a long time. I didn't try any of the other ones. I only tried this one. I forget what 7 looks like. I mean, we've been in there. That's another snowy one, right? And let's maybe find the area. We can do a couple things. We can break open the messenger from area 2B, whatever the name is. Or we can find this other sigil, which we know is not in this temple, from what I've seen. Oh yeah, they give us these directories. I forgot. These are useful. I should read these, huh? Let's go. Just me and my axe. I feel like this one that we're missing is in the first temple. Talos Principle, another of my favorite games. I heard the devs have been working on a sequel. Yeah, we've talked about it a little. There is a DLC. We could play the DLC. I've heard it's really hard. Hi, Siloom. Welcome in. How's it going? I'm gonna go back over here and break this because at least it'll stay open from what we've seen. And then I don't have to remember to carry the axe back across again another time. Plus we can rule out the sigil, although there might have been a map at the top. I don't think so. I think the only maps are when you first enter the temples. What are the 3 areas called? This is the Land of the Dead? I don't know what the other 2 are. I can't remember. I think there's achievements named after them though, so I can look it up. Alright, this will tell us if this has the sigil we need. It does! Section 2 is one that I haven't been able to solve. Oh, and Section 7. And Section 6? Whatever. Methodical, I barely know the meaning of the word. Let's end on a peaceful note. Let's go hang out with the messenger. Wow, beautiful. A stunning vista. What's back here? Messenger music. Oh. Give me secrets. Did you all use your messenger hints when you played this? I have 2. I haven't used them. I don't want to. I want to try not to, but at least it's a built-in hint system within the game, and I don't have to go to Google. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Aside from Easter eggs.
Nearly everything on this planet, from the surface of the Earth to the composition of the atmosphere itself, has been shaped by life. It's a process that takes millions of years. But we humans, with our technology, with our understanding and manipulation of systems, have changed everything in just a few centuries. I think that's also part of what makes us human. We reshape the world in our image. It's how we create ourselves and how we destroy ourselves.
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate to me. Okay. I think we're gonna leave it here. I don't know, I'm torn. These are pretty fun and relatively easy. This is what we started out with today, right? Was Messenger? No. What did we start out with? Something with Tetris pieces. Oh, the other mechanic, the platform mechanic we started out with, which was fun. This is a really cool looking waterfall. Wow. We've got a red laser, a blue laser, and a couple connectors, I'm sure. All for a hint that I may or may not use. Okay. Thanks, everyone. I'm glad we did a bonus stream. Tuesday stream. Let's go ahead and save and wrap up.